you know how life is. On Monday, it's great, and on Tuesday, it falls apart, and you don't even know how it happened. So I went in for a routine gyno visit, and the woman found a lump, a tiny lump, and she said, well, you might want to check that out. And I said, okay. And I'm look, I run in Central Park, I eat apples. No one has anything in my family. I was like, thank you so much for your information. I mean, I was done. And she goes, no, you need to get that checked. And I said, okay. And she goes, well, when? I said, well, when what? She said, when are you getting it checked? I said, oh, well, I guess, next week. She goes, yes, next week, and I want you to call me after you check it. I said, well, okay. So I went and got the check and got the biopsy, and I thought it was all over. And my phone rings. I remember I looked at it, and it said Mount Sinai. And I said, that's those people calling to tell me it's nothing. That's the call. So the young lady I was talking to said, do you want me to leave? Your phone's ringing. I said, no, take 10 seconds. Stay right there. So I answered the phone. I said, hello. And the guy said his name, which I didn't know, and he said, not good news for you. That's what I remember. Not good news for you. And they said, oh, you have to have a mastectomy, and you have to do this and that. I said, just do it, and I want it done. And that was my plan. I was going to do it and get it done, and that was it. I was going to forget about it. I wanted to do something, and Matt called, and he said, do you want to do a Where in the World is Matt Lauer? And I said, well, I said, yeah, I'd love to, but I'm not sure if I can travel. He said, try. It's just Ireland. It's close. I wasn't all the way healed, but I wanted to do something. It's right over there. It's Ireland. It's like going to Jersey. It's just down the road. Anyway, so I thought to myself, you know what? I might do that because I need to get out of my head, and I'm fine enough. So I got on the plane. I was probably a couple of months afterwards, and I was still not all the way done. But I went to Ireland, and I remember I was about to get on the plane ride home, and I felt awful. And I said, oh, I probably shouldn't have gone. I was just feeling weak and not good. And I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sit on the plane. I'm going to put my headphones in, and I'm going to fall asleep. And I'm just going to, chill out, and life's going to be good. So I was right here with the headphones, when you're just about to put them in. And the guy next to me goes, how you doing? I go, hey, good. You work over there at NBC? I go, yeah, I do, yeah. And meantime, I was on the verge of tears, when you just want to, So he said, so what's Katie like? I go, Katie's nice. Is Al funny? Yeah, Al's funny. Oh my God, I was dying. It's like I'm sitting next to Jaws, please. And then but there was something about him that was very lovable. I don't know what it was. So we got to talking a little. And he said, what's that on your arm? And I had a compression sleeve, that they ask you to wear so you don't have some issues with drainage. And I said, oh, it's a compression sleeve. He said, what's that for? I said, oh, I had this procedure. Anyway, the doctor said I should wear it. And he goes, oh, well, what was the procedure? I go, oh, nothing. It was just an operation. I said, anyway, I had an operation, and, So he goes, well, what was it? And I look at this guy, but he was so lovable. I don't know what it was. And I said, well, I have breast cancer. I said, but God, I hope when you get off the plane, you don't say, oh, I sat next to this girl with breast cancer. I said, I hope there are a few other things you think of before that. And he said, what is wrong with you? I said, what? He said, what is wrong with you? He said, breast cancer is part of you. It's like going to college or getting married or working at NBC. He said, let me give you some advice, and then you can go to sleep. I said, okay. This was his advice, and I will never forget it as long as I live. He said, don't hog your journey. It's not just for you. He said, think of how many people you could have helped on the plane ride home. He said, you can take your stuff, put it deep in your pockets, and take it to your grave, or you can help somebody. Choice A or choice B. And on that day, I made my choice.